Go for it.
So I guess just overall thoughts today. The home opener for NSIC game. You guys sort of struggled in that first one, but it seems like the last two was a little.
Yeah, the first two games I thought followed a very similar pattern, and I've said for the last couple of years now, Crookston, when they are in system, when they're able to run their offense, they're a very good team. If you can get them out of system and make them scramble a little bit, they are a very different team. Still pretty good, but not nearly as good and a team that we can play with. And I think that in the first two games, you saw us struggle to get into our offense, and we struggled to keep them out of their offense. And that's just not a combination that's going to do a whole lot for you against that team. In the third game, we did a much better job of putting pressure on them from the service line, keeping them out of system. Looker had to take a lot more swings from the back row. I actually think she was starting to get tired. You know, had we managed to stretch out in game 4, game 5, maybe she starts running out of gas.
Yeah.
But the other difference in game 3 was not only did we keep them out of their system more, but we were in system more. Our passers, I thought, service stepped up a little bit. We got better looks, and we were able to side out at a much better rate, and that's what kept us in the game. It's unfortunate. Well, just kind of, as I'm thinking here, it's unfortunate that, in game 3 we had 2 or 3 game points with Looker still in the back row. We've got to execute and capitalize on those and finish that game, because Looker comes up to the front. She's bringing heat. She doesn't have different speeds. She's bringing heat.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, do you think on a couple of those, you guys had the game points, and I don't know if it was your guys' errors or maybe 1 or 2 of them were your errors, 1 or 2 of them were them?
Yeah, I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I don't remember necessarily errors.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think that we maybe we didn't execute as cleanly as we could have. And they played pretty good defense against us all night. It's one of those examples where, for example, we're serving, or even, if we were receiving for a game, I think we might have had one point where we were receiving for the game that, it doesn't show up in the stats, that pass that's on the 10-foot line that keeps you from running your offense. So, yeah, we get a swing and it goes in play, but it's not, a full attack, so to speak. Those kind of things don't show up in the stats. It still goes in as an attack. So I don't remember on any of those necessarily an error. But again, I'm not sure that we executed as cleanly as we could have, and Crookston did. Crookston stepped up and made plays when they wanted to. That's what an NSIC playoff team does.
Yeah. Anybody specific stand out? I think Amanda had 12, 13 kills, something like that.
Yeah, again, I don't have stats. I haven't seen the final stats yet, but I think Amanda played very well. I think Kelsey Crawford came up with some good points for us. She had a couple of really good points towards the end. Throughout that match, she was pretty effective. And Yost struggled a little bit tonight. Teams, NSIC teams are gonna be aware of where she is, and again, we can make her life easier by making sure that the passes are good and that we're in system, so that while they're camping on Jess, Courtney can set somebody else. But if it's a question of we're just enough, the passes are just enough off, we're just out of system enough that Jess is really our only option, then her life is going to be tough.
Finally, how's this get you ready for? I know Wayne's coming this weekend, and who else?
This weekend, man, you gotta love the NSIC, man. We got number 19 Wayne coming in here, and number 22 Augustana Friday and Saturday. It's I think it helps us because we see some of the things we need to do in terms of our serve receive has got to be more consistent. It's got to be like it was in game 3. If we can pass like that against those teams and side out at a good rate off of serve receive, we're going to be competitive. And if we can put pressure on from the service line, those are the two things that any volleyball team in order to be successful. You got to put pressure on from the service line, keep them out of system, and you got to handle the ball and be in system. I think this team can compete in this league a lot better than it has the last couple of years. I'm looking forward to this season. I'm looking forward to this weekend, and hopefully we respond.
Seems like last year was fine. You ready?
Go for it, Jack.
All right. So it's a sort of tough loss, especially in that last game. But you guys, especially in the last game, you looked like you sort of were able to rebound from those first two. Where I think it seems like a little more of a struggle to get your offense going. What do you think was the difference?
I think the difference was just our intensity.
Yeah.
We have to start with that high because that's what really gets our entire team going and working together.
Yeah, I noticed in that second game, I think you guys got out to a lead, 4 or 5 point lead, and then they sort of went on the run, and that maybe killed your momentum. I don't know if that was something you guys were cognizant of as it was going on, or.
It kind of does kill your momentum. It's just we need a consistent serve receive, but it's just a matter of getting there because we know we can do it.
Yeah. I don't know that third set, you guys sort of back and forth all game. I know it's got to be tough when you have three set points and you can't finish them off, and then you aren't able to spend off the match point. What's sort of going through your mind when you guys are keep getting that, you get so close and can't finish it off? Is that rough today, or?
It's a little rough, yeah. But what goes through my mind is just get a good pass and someone just take a hard swing at it. If you get blocked, your defenders will be there to help cover it, and if not, you're gonna get a great kill.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I know they had that girl Looker. She played pretty well. How hard was it to defend her?
I personally don't know because I wasn't back row, but they seem to take it fine as long as you're in the right position on the outside of the block.
Yeah. So next for you, I think you had 12, 13 kills. What was the difference for you today, especially playing offense against their?
I think mainly seeing the block that really helps, and tooling off hands.
Yeah.
It's just a good thing to have in your pocket.
Yeah. So in general, what do you guys take from today?
Just start their intensity high right away. That's mainly what it is.
Yeah. And I guess going into this weekend, you guys have 2 ranked teams.
Yeah.
What's that going to be? I mean, how difficult is that going to be for you guys?
I don't think it'll be too bad. We just need to start their intensity high, and once we're up there, there's nothing that can stop us.
Yeah. Okay. That's exactly.
You demand, Amanda.